Everyone's focused on the AKM and the AK-12 right now, but what if I told you my favorite gun this season, especially in Warfare, is actually the QBZ? I've got a super consistent, high-performing build to share with you guys that holds up in even the sweatiest of lobbies. I actually featured this build in my top 5 meta guns for this season of Delta Force, and I had to say this about it back then. On my list, it's number 5, but it is my number 1 favorite gun to use this season. I didn't rank it higher because technically it can get outperformed on paper by other ARs, but in actual matches, it just hits different and is by far my favorite gun to use this season. In today's video, we're going to break down why I love the QBZ so much, how it compares to its closest rival and many people's favorite gun, the CI-19, and of course, I'm going to share with you guys the builds. They're going to be down in the pinned comment. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think about the QBZ and what is your favorite AR in the game right now to use? Let's get into the video. So to start off, guys, the QBZ is available on Assault, it's available on Recon, and it's available on Engineer. That's really good. Wide range of playstyles and abilities to utilize this gun. What makes the QBZ so fun to use? For me, the most seamlessly effortless, adaptable gun in the game. What do I mean by that? I mean, you can switch up your playstyle on the fly. A lot of guns you can do that with as well, but this gun does it exceptionally well, especially for an assault rifle. You can get that 50 meters of range and still play aggressive in the close range. It feels really good and dynamic, and it feels like it excels at everything. It doesn't really feel like it has a weak spot. Every gun kind of has its claim to fame, right? Whether it's range, rate of fire, its hip fire ability, it hits really hard. What is that with the QBZ? I think the QBZ is the best range weapon in the game with the easiest recoil to control. But aside from that, what I really enjoy about the QBZ is I think it's the best all-around AR in the game. It feels like how the M4 used to before they nerfed it into the ground. It used to rip long range and be really good mid-range. The QBZ feels like that. It rips long range and feels really good mid-range, and you can even build it close range and destroy as well. Speaking of range, let's talk about the stats. So the mid-range barrel has 42 meters of range. When you throw the Whisper on top of that, you get +4 for a total of 46 meters of range. Max range barrel has 46 meters of range. The Whisper adds +4, making the range 50 meters on a easy to control AR with good handling, good stability. This is insane, guys. It's a real slept on gun. Let's take a look at the hit count. 41 headshot. That's pretty bonkers. You can do a 41 out to 50 meters with a 670 RPM assault rifle. That's easy to control. That's wild, guys. 26 thorax is pretty good, and then everywhere else 22. You know, if you're hitting limbs and stuff and only doing 22, that's not ideal. That is rather low damage, but when you can land those chest and headshots, this gun is going to delete. Going into the recoil pattern, as we can see here, pretty effortless, and 0.69, nice by the way, for both vertical and horizontal, and then we have a 0.85 firing stability. Look at this recoil pattern. All you got to do is pull down and to the left on your mouse pad. And if you guys want to better understand this, I did a really good video covering recoil control and how to master every single weapon in the game. Just watch the video and it shows you how to do that. This build specifically that we're on right now is focused as a all-around build, but really kind of focuses the mid to long range play, and that's why the ADS time is 394. Pretty terrible, especially for me. I like to have my builds the sub 280 ADS time, but in game for some reason it actually feels really good. Stability right here, solid. The firing stability, this is a good one, 0.48, that's really good. Movement stability 0.69, it's okay. This isn't a hip fire build. Not a single attachment on here is focused for hip fire, but we still have a pretty decent hip fire at 46. Now let's compare the QBZ to the CI-19. Both of these guns are insanely good. QBZ, way better range. It feels very easy to control. Look at these two builds side by side. They're very similar. What's the QBZ on paper better at? Well, it's better at range and it's better at rate of fire. The CI-19 has a very strong muzzle velocity. It also has a very strong hit damage. So as you can see, 25 there, and it does more of a strong headshot hit. But overall, it's going to boil down to which gun you can control better and hit the most shots with. I used to love the CI-19. I'm not gonna lie, it just feels off in Season 5. Yes, you can get long range kills with it. It has great range, great damage. It's not too difficult to control, but something about it just feels strange. I'm not sure what it is. I can't really pinpoint it. QBZ, on the other hand, is my favorite. So here's build number 1, and this is what I was using in some of the gameplay clips. It's basically designed for long range and mid-range play. You can still get away with some close range stuff, but if you really wanted to use close range more, I would recommend throwing on this phantom rear grip here just to get this ADS up a little bit, and then I would change out both of these hand guards for the Python, maybe even a underbarrel grip change for some speed, something like Phase, or right here, this tack vertical grip I like a lot on a lot of my builds. We have the spiral flash on here just to get some ADS speed. If you guys don't like the recoil pattern of it, throw on the Bastion for sure, and it will help minimize that horizontal. Next up, we're running the tack barrel on here. So the longbow is insanely good as well. This thing really boosts the range. I'm just not wanting to deal with that -10 handling. And then you really don't need any more control or stability on this build to begin with, because it's already at 67 and 64. It honestly is good enough already. If you really want to deal with that range, you could throw on the longbow barrel, and then again, you're gonna have to change out some attachments for handling. Next up, I just like the folding grip on here. It feels really good. If I wasn't running this folding grip, probably run something for the firing stability. This stat right here is really important. Prism hand stop will deal firing stability. Another muzzle that will deal some firing stability is the multi-caliber suppressor right here. It's gonna do 0.98, and then spiral flash that we're running right now, firing stability to begin with. So that's one reason why we're running it. And then rear grip, I like the invasion on here. Feels really good. It's a balance of control and handling, which are both important stats for this build. I like the 45 mag on here. As always, if you struggle with the 45 mag, don't run it. Forget about it. Run the 30 mag. Reload times are super quick in this game. It's not like the reload times are slow. There's no stocks on this gun, only cheek pads, so of course we're gonna run that. And then as well as this handguard, the platform kit, it just gives you some buffs and there's no real downside to it, so of course you're gonna run it. Optics are all personal preference. I like the Cobra on here as well as the panoramic. Just keep in mind the irons will be in the way of the panoramic, but if you can ignore that, it's fine. Just throw on a riser, that will work as well. We're running Ranger kits for some extra control. All right guys, next up we have a 30 mag max range build. This is gonna run the max range barrel and whisper suppressor. That's why we have 50 meters of range. Pretty insane. 679 RPM, very high control, decent handling. For a 30 mag, I would say 377 is very slow, but that's because we're running the longbow with the whisper. And then of course, we got horizontal control here without hurting vertical, phantom rear grip for some extra ADS time, and then whichever optic you want. This build's really filthy. And then here's kind of an example of a 40 mag max range build. On this one, we're running the longbow barrel, max range barrel. We're not running the whisper because if we throw the whisper on, yes, it brings it up to 50, but hurts our handling and things like that. So I just want to run the Bastion on this bad boy. We're going loud, and then we're running angled hand stop buff to handling. Actually running the invasion on this one. Again, if you want more handling, throw on the phantom rear and get that up a little bit. Next up, 45 mag, and then the same loadout as before. So overall guys, the QBZ is a quite simple gun to build, and it's a very simple gun to use. How I would start building the QBZ is figuring out what mag and barrel you want, and then from there add the attachments on, because you're either going to be applying attachments for handling or applying attachments for control. So it's quite simple. You can't really go wrong with this gun. And overall, it feels insanely good to use. That's my favorite QBZ loadouts and how I like using this gun. Thing absolutely rips. You're gonna have a blast using it. Let me know down in the comments what's your favorite gun this season. Also, is there a specific gun or type of video you want to see me do next? I think if some of you guys were saying you wanted to see a movement video, I may do like a max range build video, like the best range guns or the most fun off meta guns to use, like a fun type of video with unique builds you haven't seen before. Let me know down below, and as always, thanks for watching guys. Have a good rest of your day.